Boston's first winter storm howls outside my office window at McLean Hospital, each snowflake a reminder of the boundaries I've sworn to maintain. My Apple Watch vibrates, another urgent message from Tyler. The third one today. I stare at his name on the screen, my stepson's presence in my notifications as persistent as the New England winter. Through the window, the historic brick buildings of McLean stand stark against the white sky, their Victorian architecture a stark contrast to the modern crisis unfolding within my mind. Dr. Chen? My assistant's voice through the intercom. Tyler's therapist called. There's been an incident. My hands freeze over the patient notes I'm typing, trembling slightly. Details? He tried again. He's in the ER at Mass General. The words hit like February wind. I check my reflection in the darkened monitor, Harvard Medical School's youngest tenured psychiatrist, perfectly composed in my Chanel blazer, not a strand of black hair betraying the panic rising in my chest. Hashtag mental health advocate, my latest Instagram post proclaimed this morning. 200K followers. Perfect career. Perfect family. Perfect lies. My phone buzzes again. Emma, please. I need you, not another doctor. The Emma still feels strange. He started calling me that after his first attempt, when he moved in with us 6 months ago. The snow intensifies as I gather my things, my heels clicking against McLean's historic floors. Each step echoes with memories of the day Tyler dropped out of MIT, when he showed up at our Beacon Hill brownstone, eyes vacant and wrists bandaged. The darkness won't stop, he had said. I remember how his hands shook as he handed me his journal, showing me the depths of his pain. Now, as I drive through Boston's rush hour traffic, those same hands are probably in restraints again. My Tesla navigates automatically through the familiar streets, past Boston Common where we used to walk during his better days. Before the late-night therapy sessions. Before the lingering gazes. Before the touches that crossed professional boundaries. The hospital parking garage recognizes my car, barriers lifting silently. Welcome, Dr. Chen, the parking system announces, its artificial cheerfulness a mockery of the situation. The psychiatric emergency room is quiet, but I can see the blue light of monitoring equipment through Tyler's door. My heels sink into the industrial carpet as I approach. 1 breath. 2 breaths. 3. I knock softly. Tyler? He's there, 6 feet 1 inch of brilliant mind trapped in depression's grip, fresh bandages stark white against his skin. You came, he says simply. The monitoring equipment beeps steadily, surrounding him like electronic guardians. Of course I came, I say, trying to maintain professional distance despite my racing heart. He runs his fingers through his disheveled hair, a gesture so like his father's yet somehow more vulnerable. I found your notes, he says, looking at his tablet. The ones about our sessions. My throat constricts. What notes? The ones where you write about me. About us. My stomach drops. The tablet glows in the dim room as he pulls up documents. I'm not really reading the words. Instead, I'm noticing how his hands shake when he's anxious, how his eyes search mine for understanding. How the professional distance between us has been shrinking. Too fast. Tyler, I interrupt, taking a step back. Those are private clinical observations. He blinks, as if emerging from a trance. Are they? Or are they something more? I nod, professional mask firmly in place. You're experiencing transference. It's common in therapy. Like you're experiencing countertransference? The clinical terms hit us both at the same time. That night 3 months ago, during an emergency session. When James was in surgery. When we sat in my home office, surrounded by therapy books and unsaid words. When our hands touched as I reached for his journal. When everything started to blur. Emma, he says now, my name's soft on his lips. Dr. Chen, I correct quickly, already turning away. But his hand catches my wrist. Gentle. Electric. Wrong. Don't hide behind titles, he whispers. Not with me. My Apple Watch betrays my racing heart, its health monitoring feature probably logging this as a panic attack. Tyler, we can't. Can't what? His voice is stronger now. Can't acknowledge this? I pull my hand away, but the warmth of his touch lingers. I'm your stepmother. Your therapist. And the only person who sees me, he counters. The only one who understands the darkness. The truth of his words cuts deeper than any scalpel. That doesn't change the ethics. Ethics didn't save me. You did. He steps closer, and I feel my professional boundaries beginning to crack. Every time you listen, he continues, every time we talk until dawn, every time you actually understand. Stop. But he doesn't. You feel it too. I see it in your notes. My back hits the hospital room door, the solid wood a reminder of lines I shouldn't cross. I'm your psychiatrist. You're my lifeline. His words hang in the air between us, heavy with truth and desperation. The hospital lights flicker briefly, casting shadows that make everything feel surreal. In the dimness, Tyler's features look younger, more fragile. More dangerous. We need to transfer your care, I say finally, stepping back. I'll find you another. Another doctor who'll medicate me? Lock me up? Treat me like a case study? I flee to the hallway, my hands shaking as I pull up my colleague list. Outside, Boston's snow continues its relentless fall, a white curtain hiding us from the world. My phone lights up with a text from James. Emergency surgery. Won't be home tonight. I stare at the message until the screen goes dark, reflecting my own troubled expression. In the reflection, I see Tyler stand. ING in the doorway behind me. Watching. Waiting. And I know, with the same certainty that I know tomorrow will bring more Boston snow, that everything is about to shatter. Like ice. Like ethics. Like my perfectly constructed life. The next morning dawns cold and clear over Boston, the snow from last night pristine and untouched. I sit in my home office, staring at Tyler's patient file on my laptop screen. The words blur together, patient exhibits signs of attachment, boundary concerns, recommended transfer of care. My hands hover over the keyboard, trembling slightly. Through the bay window, Beacon Hill is transformed into a winter wonderland, the kind that usually fills my Instagram with perfect family moments. But there's nothing perfect about this morning. The house feels too quiet, too empty with James still at the hospital. My Apple Watch vibrates, a text from Tyler's nurse. Patient requesting discharge. Refusing new psychiatrist. says he only trusts you. The guilt hits like a physical force. I should never have taken him as a patient. Should never have allowed home therapy sessions. Should never have. A soft knock at my office door makes me jump. Tyler stands there, still in his hospital clothes, snow melting in his hair. You left, he says simply. You should be in the hospital. I signed myself out. I'm an adult, remember? His words carry multiple meanings, each one dangerous. He steps into my office, closing the door behind him. The click of the latch sounds final. Definitive. Like crossing a line. Tyler, we need to be professional about this. He laughs, but there's no humor in it. Professional? Like your notes about me? He pulls out his phone, reading. Patient shows remarkable insight. Connection during sessions unusually strong. Finding it difficult to maintain. Stop. To maintain objective distance. My heart pounds against my ribs. Those are private clinical notes. Are they clinical? He moves closer. Or are they something else? The morning sun catches the snow outside, filling the room with an ethereal glow. Everything feels surreal. Dreamlike. Dangerous. We need to find you another doctor, I say, standing to create distance. But my office isn't large enough. The space between us too small. The air too charged. I don't need another doctor, he says softly. I need you. Tyler. Emma. Just my name. But the way he says it breaks something inside me. This can't happen, I whisper. It already is. He reaches for me, and I should step back. Should maintain boundaries. Should remember my ethics. Instead, I let him pull me closer. His heart beats against mine, fast and desperate. Tell me you don't feel this, he challenges. I could lie. Should lie. But I'm tired of clinical distance. I feel everything, I whisper. That's why it's wrong. His hands frame my face, and I know I should stop this. Run away. Back to my professional ethics. Back to my perfect marriage. Back to safety. Instead, I lean into his touch. The kiss is nothing like I imagined in my darkest moments. It's better. Worse. More devastating than any ethical violation. My Apple Watch buzzes, probably the hospital looking for Tyler. But for once, I don't check. Instead, I let myself fall. Into forbidden territory. Into professional suicide. Into something I can never take back. Tyler's hands tangle in my hair, destroying its perfect style. Emma, he breathes against my lips. The sound of my name makes me pull back. Reality crashes in like a Boston winter. Oh God, I whisper. What have we done? Tyler reaches for me again, but I step away. We can't, I say, straightening my clothes with shaking hands. This is. Don't say wrong, he pleads. Don't make this clinical. But it is wrong. Ethically. Professionally. Morally. My phone rings, James's ringtone. The sound is like a bucket of ice water. You should go, I say, not meeting Tyler's eyes. Emma. Please. He stands there for a long moment, then turns to leave. At the door, he pauses. You can transfer my care, he says quietly. But you can't transfer what I feel. Then he's gone, leaving me alone with my shattered ethics. Outside, the perfect snow begins to melt. Like my professional boundaries. Like my moral certainty. Like everything I thought I knew about myself. My phone keeps ringing. But how do I answer? How do I speak to my husband? How do I continue being Dr. Emma Chen, respected psychiatrist, when I've just destroyed everything that title means? The snow continues to fall outside my window. Pure. White. Untouched. Unlike me. The Harvard Medical School lecture hall feels suffocating this morning. I stand at the podium, trying to focus on my presentation about professional ethics in psychiatry. The irony isn't lost on me. 300 students watch as I discuss boundary violations, their laptops open to take notes on things I've already broken. My Apple Watch hasn't stopped vibrating since dawn. Messages from Tyler. Emails from James. Notifications from the medical board. I haven't opened any of them. Dr. Chen? A student raises her hand. What about countertransference and long-term therapy? The question hits too close to home. My hands shake slightly as I change slides. Countertransference can be. I pause, searching for words that don't condemn me. Complicated. Through the lecture hall windows, I see snow beginning to fall again. Boston's winter seems endless this year. Like my guilt. Like my confusion. My phone lights up with a text from James. Board meeting at 3. They know. The room spins slightly. I excuse myself early, fleeing to my office as the snow intensifies. Tyler is waiting there. They're investigating us, he says without preamble. How? Someone accessed your clinical notes. The ones about me. The ones where I documented every feeling I s. Who'd have had. Every boundary I shouldn't have crossed. Every moment I chose emotion over ethics. When? This morning. It's already reaching the board. My legs give out, and I sink into my chair. Everything I've built. My career. My reputation. My life. Gone in a digital trail of documented desire. Emma. Tyler kneels before me, taking my hands. Run away with me. The offer hangs in the air between us. Tempting. Impossible. Devastating. I can't. You can't stay either. He's right. The investigation will destroy everything anyway. My medical license. My Harvard position. My marriage. Where would we go? California. I have friends in San Francisco. Away from Boston's judgment. Away from professional ruin. Away from everything we've broken. My watch buzzes again, an email from the medical board. I don't need to read it to know what it says. Emma, Tyler whispers, still holding my hands. Choose us. Outside, the snow falls harder. Covering tracks. Hiding evidence. offering escape. Your father has never been here anyway. True. Painful. Liberating. I stand slowly, my decision crystallizing like frost. We leave tonight. Tyler's smile is like sunrise after endless winter. I begin shutting down my computer, erasing files, removing traces. My hands shake as I pack my degrees into my briefcase. Harvard Medical School. Board certification. All the credentials I'm about to destroy. Dr. Chen? My assistant's voice through the intercom makes us both freeze. Yes. The board members are here early. With Dr. Thompson. James. Here. Now. Tyler's hand finds mine. Back door, he whispers. We slip out through the service entrance just as voices approach my office. The snow provides cover as we run to my Tesla. Behind us, I hear James's voice calling my name. I don't look back. Can't look back. The Tesla navigates automatically through Boston's snowy streets. Past McLean Hospital, where I first crossed the line. Past Boston Common, where we first admitted our feelings. Past the life I'm leaving behind. My phone explodes with notifications. Emergency board meeting. License review. Ethics investigation. I silence them all. Tyler's hand rests on mine as we head toward the airport. Are you sure? He asks softly. No. Yes. Both. I'm sure about you. The snow falls harder, erasing our tracks. Covering the path between right and wrong. Between ethics and emotion. Between the doctor I was and the woman I've become. Logan Airport appears through the storm. My watch buzzes one last time, James again. But I'm already gone. Into the snow. Into uncertainty. Into whatever comes next. With Tyler. Despite everything. Because of everything. The Tesla's GPS announces, arriving at Terminal C. Behind us, Boston disappears into the storm. Like my career. Like my marriage. Like everything I thought I was. But ahead, through the swirling snow, I see something else. Something real. ing true. Something worth every ethical code we've shattered. And as Tyler's hand tightens on mine, I know. This isn't the end of my story. It's the beginning of a different one. One without titles. Without boundaries. Without lies. Just us. Just truth. Just love. Even if it's wrong. Even if it destroys everything. Even if we never find forgiveness. The snow continues to fall, blessing our escape with white absolution. And